All right, how we doing, everybody? I hope you're excited. I'm excited about bringing this to you today. This is what I've been thinking about for about a week now. I've been planning and been plotting it out, and I think it's the number one thing that's going to allow you to get more confidence. It's that number one thing that's going to allow you to move to the next level, and it's probably the number one thing you do not want to do. And what is it? It's accountability. I know we all like to get motivated. We like to get inspired. We like to have fun. We like to put our headphones on and go work out to all this cool stuff. The rock motivation, any of the motivation mixes on YouTube. But the truth is, when we have motivation, there's other things that have to fall in the line to be able to take that motivation and turn it into a reward. We have to be able to take that motivation, that personal inspiration, that growth, whatever it is, and turn it into the actual tangible reward, that thing that we actually want. And I've got like a lot of points today. I have a lot of points today that I want to hit, I want to talk about, and I hope that you can take some of these and you can apply them in your life, because at the end of the day, motivation or hope or wishing or dreaming, it doesn't do any good without accountability. And within accountability, there's like internal accountability, and there's also external accountability. There's accountability that comes every morning when the alarm clock goes off. We got to wake up. We got to go attack today. We got to do this thing. And so there's just different types of accountability. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is that something is making it uncomfortable for you so that you go on and you chase your dream. So that you go on and that you chase whatever it is that you want. It could be your dream. It could be winning a rodeo. It could be losing some weight. It could be having a better relationship. It could be growing your bank account. It could be any and all of those things. But the truth is, if you're not getting held accountable, more than likely, you're leading a life of comfort. And that comfort is a slow asphyxiation, taking you further away from your dream, your goal, your desire. You see, we think, I want to lose weight. Well, we get to the buffet line and it's like, but I want the cake, but I want the soda pop. And I know I could eat a salad, but I want the cake and I want the soda pop. And what do? If you don't have anybody holding you accountable, if you don't have yourself holding you accountable, then you're going to have the cake, you're going to have the soda pop, and it's going to take you further away from your goal of potentially losing weight, if that's it for you. Understand that your mind will trick you into doing all kinds of things. It will trick you into doing things that are, bad for you just because they feel good in the moment. In that moment, they feel good. But afterwards, how do you feel? It's like, then your conscience kinks in. It's like, oh man, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have ate that food. I shouldn't have been out with that person last night. I shouldn't have had that alcohol. Because all the time when we make bad decisions, if we have a goal in mind, we always reflect back and it's like, give me some love if you've ever been there. If you've ever been there, it's like, I shouldn't have done that last night, or I shouldn't have done that yesterday, or I shouldn't have ate that thing. Give me some love, because I think we've all done it. And to keep you from doing it over and over and over and over again, it's basically accountability. It could be a friend. It could be a mom. It could be a dad. Like, think about when you're a kid. Who is your massive accountability partner? Well, truth be known, it was probably your mom or your dad. Clean your room. Put the dishes away. Did you wash that plate? Take out the trash. Like, your parents in the beginning are your number one accountability partners. Like, they're the ones that are just like, driving you. It's like, mom, I don't want to clean my room. Dad, I don't want to clean my room. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I can't wait to live on my own so I can go out and do whatever I want. But a lot of times it's that accountability when you're young to use your manners, to be polite, that serve you the rest of your life. I know a lot of people aren't teenagers. They're not kids. They're not this. They're not that. So without further ado, I'm going to dive in some things that will help you if you're a grown-up or you're struggling and you're not getting your goals and you're not getting to that point that you want where it's like, man, I feel a sense of accomplishment. I feel good. Let's go. Let's attack the day. So if you're not there, I'm going to help you out. If you're more in a state of like, I don't even want to wake up today. I want to hit snooze again. I'm tired of this. I'm not enjoying it. Listen, if you're not enjoying it, whatever it is for you, you're not achieving any of the steps that are leading you to that goal. You're not chasing your passion. You're not chasing your purpose. You're not chasing your goals. You're not chasing your desires. That's why you feel stuck. If this is you, this training, whatever you want to call it, is for you. 100% for you. So we're talking about accountability. It's boring. Accountability sounds like, let's punch some numbers, let's write some stuff on a piece of paper. It sounds boring. But the truth is, accountability is going to get you to your goal. Accountability is going to get you to some confidence. And if you stick with it long enough to see the fruit, you will agree with me. Usually when we're looking at accountability, we're talking like 30 days plus of doing the same thing over and over and again. And whether we do it out of willpower, which I would say don't do too much of that because that will fail you eventually. But until we get that accountability muscle built up, we're looking for accountability. But then we're also want to take that accountability and we want to turn it into habits and rituals. The number one thing about accountability, it's boring. It's not fun. Nobody likes to be held accountable. Let's say you and your friend share weight loss goals together. It's like, I want to lose weight. I want to have a 30-inch waistline or whatever. And you ask your friend the next day, it's like, hey, did you eat that? Did you get rid of the soda pop? Did you eat this salad instead? Did you do your cardio? Did you exercise? And your friend says, no, it puts you in an uncomfortable position. And so realize that accountability can be uncomfortable. It can be, that point where you have to call out your weakness or your friend's weakness if you're the accountability partner and expose it and create an uncomfortable situation. If it's me and I'm in a workplace, I got one of my employees out there. I'm like, hey, did you hit these numbers? Hey, did you do this? Hey, did you do that? And they're like, no. Well, man, that leads to an uncomfortable situation. Notice that if I ask them, did they do this thing? And they say no, I'm going to ask them, why did they do that? Why didn't you hit that goal? Why aren't you there? And they're going to try to give me some kind of excuse. And I'm going to get into more of that here in just a minute. But realize that accountability can be uncomfortable because number one, you're shedding light on the weakness that you may have. Or if you're doing it for somebody else, you're that a partner for somebody else, you're shedding light on their weakness and that it can be 100% uncomfortable. But understand that it takes that to be a badass, to be that person that goes to their goals, that person that goes to whatever it is that they want. Why do you think I wear this cap? This is the logo of the Modern Day Knight Project. It's an intense personal growth training course I did with a bunch of like special forces people and badass individuals. I wear this and it makes me feel tougher because I completed it and a lot of guys didn't. I wear this because it holds me accountable because it stands for something. It means something. It's what I call one of my accountability triggers. I can't put this hat on and be weak and be soft and just brush over that thing that I know I'm supposed to do. I can't wear this hat and justify the thing that I should do. But number one, realize that accountability is uncomfortable and it's okay to be uncomfortable. So I'm going to go through now some things. There's some don'ts that I have, some don't do's, and there's a lot of key points, and I could have went on and on and on and on and on with this. But here's some key ones that I use that help me. And I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible, but here are some things that you might want to write down. So the first one is, do not be scared of holding yourself accountable or others. Do not be scared of it. What I say earlier, I said it's uncomfortable calling out your weakness. It's uncomfortable calling out your friend's weakness, but recognize that you're doing it out of love. If somebody comes to me and says, Tyson, did you practice today? You've been working your horse, you've been flanking and tying? And I'm like, no, I haven't been doing it. I hadn't been putting in the work. Them calling me out is going to motivate me to go back to the practice and say, you know what? I haven't. Thank you. Thank you for the check. I'm going to go there. Now, if it's like, hey, Tyson, you dumbass, what are you doing? Wake up, wake up. You need to go to the practice pen. And I'm like degrading, me or this person. That's not good. But realize that accountability should always be rooted in love. That's what it all is. You care too much about yourself or you care too much about somebody else to let them slide. Hold yourself accountable. Hold other people accountable. Be that person for yourself and for other people, because if you are, they will see you as strong. Everybody else in the world let things slide. Everybody is good at sweeping things under the rug, not exposing their weaknesses, just trying to hold it all together to get through another day. But at the end of the day, people know that they are weak. That's not what people want. People actually want you to be accountable for yourself and for others. If you're a parent, it's for your children. If it's for your partner, be that person for your partner. People want to see you be accountable. They want that. They want that. I promise you, they want that. Within that, it's okay to confront people. Like, don't think that you have to be Mr. Goody Two-Shoes and just beat around the bush. It's okay to confront them. Say, hey, have you done it? I have a young man that I coach one-on-one, and this guy is a stud. He is a stud. But you know what? He missed the gym for a couple of weeks. And one of his goals, one of the things that he wanted to do was to do tough things and go to the gym every day. So I call him out. I'm like, hey, have you been going to the gym? No. Well, why not? Wake up, buddy. I'm doing this out of love. But, if you want to feel that sense of accomplishment, you got to get your butt to the gym. I'm that guy for him. I call him out. I confront him because I care too much about him not to do it. Remember, this is two ways. Accountability is two ways. It goes from yourself to other people. You can be that a partner for somebody else, or you have to be accountable to yourself. Don't listen to the BS justifications. I talked a little bit about it a minute ago, and it's like, I want the cake and I want the Coke. I know I should be eating a salad right now, but I want the cake and I want to drink a Coke or a soda, and bam, I want to do that. But you know what? My diet doesn't really need to start Wednesday, because we do it on Monday, because that's when the week starts. And if I start on Monday, then I'll feel, you understand how it's easy to justify it? Oh, I'll get to it tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day when I'm going to, no, now. Don't listen to the BS justifications. If you say to yourself, hey, I want to lose this much weight, every single day, be tracking your weight. Say, did I eat right? Am I measuring my belly? Am I measuring my thighs? Am I measuring my legs? Okay. Am I doing my cardio? Boom, 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 boom. And then go attack. Don't listen to the BS justification. If you're an individual who has employees, you cannot let them slide, because letting them slide teaches them that average is okay. And average is never okay. Because if they're putting an average for you, they're probably putting an average at home with their kids. They're probably putting an average with their spouse. They're probably putting an average in their relationships, whether it be with a loved one or a friend or anybody like that. Average is not okay. It is not okay. Do not listen to the BS justifications that your mind will try to feed you. If it's yourself, we justify things all the time. I need 5 more minutes of sleep. 5 more minutes of sleep. If I could just get 5 more minutes of sleep, I'll feel good. Well, the truth is that 5 minutes more of sleep made you worse. You got bad sleep the last 5 minutes. Now you wake up groggy. Instead of alarm clock goes off, boom, I'm up. Let's go. Let's get it on. Do not listen to the BS justifications. The world is full of them. The world is full of them. But people who are doers, people who are goers, people who are high achievers, people who achieve their goals and dreams, they call themselves out and they say, you know what? That's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for me. That's not good enough for my family. That's not good enough for my business. That's not good enough for my roping. That's not good enough for my rodeoing. That's not good enough. And I'm going to call myself out and I'm going to hold myself accountable. What happens is when they start to lean into these, justifications, if they start to slip from their accountability, one tends to generalize. So the next one is, don't be general, be clear. What is that clear thing that you want? That justification is going to try to take you away from that clear goal, that clear dream, that clear desire, that clear whatever that you have for yourself. And if you generalize and say, I'll give myself, a little bit more time, it's not that big a deal. Well, wake up. It is a big deal. It is a big deal. Because if you don't achieve this, what do you think that's going to do for your overall perception of yourself? I wish I could say a friend of mine, somebody I want to meet someday, Ed Milet, says the foundation of confidence is keeping promises to yourself. When you're kind of like, oh, tomorrow I'll get to that weight loss, or tomorrow I'll make this many sales calls, or tomorrow I'll actually get in and flank and tie in the practice fin, or tomorrow I'm going to rope better. I'm going to work on this. No, tomorrow doesn't do any good. Today. There is no time like the present. There is no time like the present, because tomorrow, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. No joke. Last night, a tornado hit part of my property, and I found one dead horse tangled up in a fence, which is terrible. It was my neighbor's horse. Thank God, my family, my place, everything's good. I mean, we lost some outbuildings and stuff like that. Obviously trees. My kids' playground was demolished, but all the main structures were good. My house is good. My barn is good. But it made me wake up again. It's just like a constant reminder, like, hey, don't justify anything. Just go at it. Don't generalize anything. Don't be generally like, tomorrow I'll get to it. It'll be okay. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Just like I'm thankful that I'm alive, my family's alive, everybody's good. Might be a lot of damage, but that's okay. That stuff I can get back. If you're in pursuit of your purpose in life, it's not okay to just generalize and just chill. It's not. But your mind will tell you that it is okay. And one way to be very clear and not generalize or give BS justifications is to give yourself deadlines. If you're a tie-down roper or a breakaway roper and you're just starting out, say to yourself, in 2 weeks from today, I'm going to go from 50% catch percentage to 80%. Okay, well, how do I do that? I go back and back and back and back, create a plan, and I execute that plan. Do I need to rope the bail more? Do I need to record myself and watch my body position? Say, okay, is it right? Is my delivery right? Am I following through the targets? My hand position, my finger position, everything right? Do I have enough distance between my hands? Is my coils the right size? My loop the right size? What do I need to do to get to 80%? I've got this deadline that I must meet. It's like a football game. You only get 4 quarters unless you're tied. At the end of that 4th quarter, you better be in number 1 position or you lost. That's it. Or in school, you got to write the report. Your paper's due. If it's not due by that day, what happens when you're in high school or college for most people? You get a 0. 0 is no good. What happens in real life? If you get a deadline and you're in sales and you don't hit those numbers, and you do it a couple of times, you're going to get a new job. That's what's going to happen. Put deadlines on yourself to force yourself into being accountable day in and day out. Deadlines, deadlines, deadlines. Say, I got to do this thing, and there is no way I can push it back. I have to. And if I don't do the prep work right now, it's going to ruin this thing. I have a really big public speaking thing coming up in, it's like 5 months away or something like that. And it's big. Like, it's really big. It's the biggest one I've ever done. Thousands and thousands of people. I'm so excited about it. And I get like the stage to myself for a long period of time. And I'm like, I'm not ready. Oh, wow. I can't believe they called me. Like, can you believe that they would call me? And all these things were floating through my head. But it's the deadline. It's the deadline that's going to make me go out there and do the best I can. It's going to make me wake up and practice every single day. It's going to make me think about the stories that I can tell that affect people's lives and make them take changes. It's the deadline that's going to make me do it. Deadlines are huge with accountability. You want to get the job done? You want to lose the weight by beach date? It's that beach date that's going to make you, hey, I'm going to eat the salad. I'm going to do the cardio. I'm going to do the running. I'm going to do the workout. I don't care. I'm going to do it because I have a deadline. And we're going to be taking photos and all this stuff, and I want to be ready, okay? Set a deadline for your goal. Set a deadline for whatever it is that you want or need. Set a deadline. Force yourself into a corner with that deadline and say, hey, I'm going to do this. Deadlines are great. Realize that in pursuit of that deadline, that math doesn't lie. Math never lies, y'all. Find out some system of tracking yourself. Some system of tracking yourself to get the job done. If the deadline's out there and it's like, I got to do this, and this to get the job done, make sure that you track yourself along the way. When I was getting ready for the project, I was tracking how far I could run. I was tracking how strong I was. I was tracking my weight loss. I was tracking my body percent fat. I was measuring my waist, my midsection, my arms, my chest, my thighs, my calves. I was tracking everything that I could, knowing that I was putting in the work and getting better by watching the numbers shift and change. Track yourself. Recognize that the math does not lie. For example, be strategic when you're tracking yourself though too, right? If it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I'm going to track myself, but I'm going to measure my waist at 8 a.m. in the morning on the 22nd of whatever month, and then I'm going to measure my waist again the next day at noon, and then I measure my waist the next day at 9 p.m., realize that the numbers aren't going to be real. Track yourself in a realistic way. It should be every day when you wake up, before you drink a bunch of water, before you eat the breakfast, before you do all that stuff, track your weight, track your midsection, track everything. Bam, 8 a.m. every single day. Don't lie. Stay hooked. Realize that the numbers, guys and gals, the numbers are going to keep you accountable. The numbers are the ones that are going to say, okay, you're cheating. Okay, you're not putting in the work. The numbers are the ones that are going to say, hey, wake up. Track yourself daily. It's all in accountability. Track yourself. The math will never lie. This one I absolutely love. I do this with one of my coaching clients as well. As a young man I mentioned earlier, he wanted to go to the gym. So we worked out a schedule. I said, what time do you typically go to the gym every day? He says, well, I go to the gym every day at 7 p.m. I'm like, perfect. You now have to send me a trigger text every day at 7 p.m. And I now know if I don't get that text from you every single day at 7 p.m., I know you're cheating yourself. I know you're cheating whatever it is that you're doing. I know you're cheating your body. I know you're cheating your mind. I know if you're cheating that, you're probably cheating something else. We're going on 3 weeks now. The young man has been sending me those texts every single day on time. I was on a call with him a couple days ago. He said, man, I cannot believe how powerful sending that one text with one word, Jim, on it is to you every day, because there are days I don't feel like it. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. He builds fence for a living. He gets home from work. He's done all his sales calls. He's been working online with his guys. I'm tired. I don't want to. Justification starts kicking. Boom. You know what? I just, oh man, my back's sore, my knee's sore, whatever. But the moment that I send Tyson that text and say, Jim, I got to get up and I got to go. I have to. There's nothing that can hold me back, because I'm a person of integrity, and I send that text to Tyson. I can't lie. I can't do it. It's not in me, because besides, if I lie anyway, I'm only going to be lying to myself. This one's pretty strong. If you're struggling with whatever it is in your life, going to the gym, putting in the time on the bale of hay, roping, working on your flexibility, working on a strategy to lose weight, working on whatever, find somebody that you can send a text to. Make sure it's somebody that you love and adore, that you would never lie to. Somebody that you would never lie to. Could be your mom, could be your child potentially, could be a wife, could be your best friend, but somebody that, number one, you would never lie to, and somebody, number two, that you respect deeply. If you don't respect them deeply, this trigger text isn't going to do anything for you. If you're sending a text to somebody you don't care about, you're just going to lie to them and lie to yourself and be weak. Don't do that. Send out that accountability text. Make sure that they know that you want them to say, hey, wake up. You said this means something to you. So let's go. Let's go get it. Send out that text. Send a trigger text to somebody when it's time to do that thing you need to do. The next one I've alluded to a lot is something that I have. Actually, I have a couple of them. And again, it just boils back down to that trigger, that thing that forces you in an uncomfortable position to go get the job done. And it's an accountability partner. So we know what to do. We know not to generalize. We know not to justify. We know it's okay to be uncomfortable when you're calling people out. But get that accountability partner. Get that person that is going to kick you in the butt and say, hey, did you do this? If you don't send that trigger text to them, then they're going to call you out. They're going to get on the phone and be like, hey, John, did you do this thing? Did you work out today? Did you practice hard? I know your back's been hurting, but did you do your yoga today? I know you're struggling with confidence. So if you're struggling with confidence, you told me every single day you were going to do something difficult. Have you done something difficult today that you did not want to do? Find that person. And it's very much like the person that you love, very much like the person that you respect, very much like the person that you would never, ever lie to in a million years. This accountability partner better be somebody that you love and respect. Again, could be your wife, could be your kid, could be your mother, could be your brother, could be whoever, your partner. But find somebody who can be that accountability partner for you so that you don't have to do it all yourself. You say to yourself, oh, I don't need an accountability partner. I got some strong willpower. Oh man, you're just starting to justify. Boom. You're falling back into the justifications that keep you weak. You got to have an accountability partner. Everybody needs one. My wife is one of mine. She calls me out every day, whether I need it or not. Can I get an amen from anybody out there? It's got a partner that calls them out whether they need it or not. My wife's like, did you do this? Have you get that done? Where you at with this? Are you on track? She's doing it because she loves me. And when I look at it like that, it's not like, oh, she's nagging, she's doing this, she's doing that. No, she's doing it because she loves me. She's doing it because she understands that I have great ambitions and I want to achieve them and I will achieve them. And there's nothing that's going to hold me back from achieving my goal. There's nothing that's going to hold me back from it. Even myself, she won't allow myself to hold me back. It's hard to do. You say you got willpower, don't fall on willpower. Willpower will fail you, but you got to have accountability long enough to have structure and systems in place to get the thing done. I should have made that one its own card. People who stay accountable have structure and systems in place. It's like if you like to do drugs, you hang around people that do drugs, you're going to do drugs again. They have systems in place to say, hey, nope, I'm going to go to my support group. We're going to go to this meeting. We're going to do this. Those friends who used to be friends are not friends with me anymore. I will not be around it. It's going to steal what I feel I should be and become. Accountability partner. If you don't have one, get one. Do me a favor. If you get an accountability partner, Send me a text of just this. My accountability partner is so-and-so. Just by texting me, it's going to make you accountable. So boom, I knocked out 2 things at once. You send a trigger text, boom, you got your partner, boom. Got 2 done in one go. Tell people what you're going to do before you do it. And you say, Tyson, why would I do that? That makes me sound arrogant. And we touched on this a little bit in how to be mentally tough, but tell people what you're going to do before you do it. Because again, you're forcing yourself in a difficult position. If you don't deliver, you'll look like a hypocrite or worse than that, a loser, right? That would be bad. So tell people what you're going to do before you do it. Say, hey, I'm going to go to this personal growth deal and get around a bunch of Navy SEALs and let them beat the tar out of me. But you know what? I'm not going to quit. It's not going to happen. Many guys might quit. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to allow myself to tap out. It's not going to happen. The number one thing I did when going to the Modern Day Night Project, I told every single person I could about it. I told my podcast about it. I told everybody about it. And the reason that I told everybody about it was because I wanted to tell them what I was going to do so that, number one, I could not quit. I could not give up. When it was cold, when it was wet, when we went days and days without much food, freezing, and constant physical stress, constant tests, constant evolutions in and out of the Pacific Ocean all night long, freezing, just jackhammering there, I would not quit. Would not happen. Didn't allow my mind to go to that point of weakness to feel sorry for myself long enough to start that internal conversation that says, hey, maybe you don't want to do this. Why do you want to go through this, this tough stuff? Why do you want to do this to yourself? You could be home right now where it's warm with your kids, snuggling up with your wife, eating a nice warm meal, cup of coffee. Boy, would that be great. No, I couldn't fall into that because I was telling people what I was going to do before I did it. I forced myself into a difficult situation and I had to follow through. Tell people what you're going to do before you do it. It's really simple. You can do it without arrogance. It doesn't have to be, I'm a badass or I'm going to be the most amazing this. No. It could be as simple as like, hey, I'm going to lose 10 pounds by June 13th. It could be as simple as I am going to drink 1 gallon of water every single day. And I'm going to send you a text every day with the word done when I drink the gallon of water. Every day I don't eat a candy bar. I don't eat junk. I'm going to send you the word text freedom. You see how these things work together? You tell them what you're going to do and then you back it up because you're a person of integrity. You're a person of honor. You're a person who is a leader. When people see you winning, when people see you wanting to go and chase your dreams, when people see you out there, even in your struggle, people will respect you because we honor the struggle. Think about your favorite basketball team, your favorite football team. When they're down by 3 points and rolled into the last period, the last part of the fourth quarter, or whatever, what are you doing for them? You're cheering for them. You're saying, come on, guys. Come on, you can do it. You got this. It's no different. It is absolutely no different in accountability. If you tell your people, your friends, what you want to do, and you're struggling, they're going to root for you. They're going to cheer for you. They're going to motivate you. They're going to push you. They're going to inspire you to go chase your dream. So why wouldn't you have an accountability partner keeping you on track? There's absolutely no reason not to have this. It's free. All you got to do is ask. But most people will never ask, and they'll just live in a prison. They'll live in that slow asphyxiation until they just find mediocrity at the bottom or find failure at the bottom. They'll think that they put in the work, but they didn't put in the work. Don't do that. Tell people what you're going to do and then go do it. Go do it. I promise you, go do it. They will love and respect you for it. And when you're failing, when you're sucking, when it's tough, they will cheer you on. They will lift you up. It's part of accountability, y'all. The next one, change the stakes. What does that mean? What does change the stakes? Well, consequences. That's what that means. Tell yourself, hey, if I cheat today, if I have that Coke, if I have that candy bar, if I have this thing that I don't want to have, then I'm going to have to run 3 miles. I'm going to have to run 2 miles. I'm going to have to do something to make up for that moment of weakness that cost me my goal for today. If I don't go out and practice today, my roping, if I don't practice or do my stretching or whatever, then I have to go do something else. That sucks. Have consequences. Change the stakes. It's almost like a bet. It's like, hey man, I bet you that I'm going to go do this thing or that this team wins by 5. What do you want to do? You want to win. You want to win because if you don't win, it sucks losing. And maybe you bet money. Maybe you bet pride. Maybe you bet the ranch. Change the stakes. If you're going out and you're trying to chase something, tell people what you're going to do it and tell them, hey, if I don't do this day in and day out, then I've got to give you $10. We'll give you $50. It's not my job to preach to anybody about what their political beliefs are, but I'm fairly conservative in nature, and that's okay. So one thing that I would do is like, hey, if I didn't put in the work today, if I didn't go and chase my dream, or I didn't put in the practice, I wasn't stretching, I wasn't working out, I would have to donate money to the other party's campaign. Ooh, that would really irk me. Okay, because I don't believe a lot of things that certain parties are talking about. So for myself, I changed the stakes. The stakes are so high, there's no way that I'm backing up. There's no way that I am willing to not put in the effort. Notice that when I change the stakes, it's not about the outcome. It's not about, hey, if I tie this calf in 7, or if I'm 80 points on a bull ride, or if I win this competition, because there's outside circumstances that you can't control on that. There's outside circumstances. You could draw a bad calf. You could not draw the right bull. You could get hurt before the competition. Your animal could get hurt before the competition. There's a lot of things that can keep you from doing that. When I'm talking about changing the stakes, I'm talking about changing the stakes on the things that you need to do day in, day out to go achieve your goal or your dream. If I don't put in the work today, I got to donate $100 to this other person's campaign who I do not like. If I don't go out and I put in the work today and I eat that junk, then I've got to run 3 miles tonight. Oh man, pretty soon the pain of the consequence is going to force you into the accountability that you need to go get your job done. Change the stakes. Consequences. If you don't clean your room, young man, no allowance. You're going to be in deep trouble. You're going to have to clean your sister's room. That would be terrible. The next one is, remember that others need you to perform too. Your friends, your kids, they need you to perform, because you're not just doing it for you. By the way, you're doing it for other people. You're doing it so that they see your success and they say to themselves, if you do it, I can do it. Think about the lady or the man that lost a ton of weight, like 80, 90 pounds. They trim down and they keep it off because they've changed their identity. They've decided that, hey, this is who I am now. This is who I am. This is my new identity. I'm a new human being. I'm not that person anymore. It's over. Well, usually obesity is hereditary. So if one person's heavy, the next person might be heavy. The next person might be heavy. Well, guess what? When that skinny person shows up, that person who lost 80 or 90 or 100 pounds shows up, what do you think they're doing to everybody else? Hey, they did it. I can do it. They did it. I can do it. Think about your kids. Think about the kids that you have. They see you winning. They see you living structured. They see you holding yourself accountable. Think about what you're teaching them. How to live life. How to go achieve their dreams. How to make something happen for themselves. You don't even have to tell them. They're watching you. They're seeing you. You're doing it because you love it, but they're catching it and you're not having to teach it. Ed Milet also says, and I think it might be a Tony Robbins thing before Ed, I'm not sure, but it says the best life lessons are caught, not taught. They're caught. You're teaching your kids by holding yourself accountable, and they see you winning. They're going to be like, man, my dad's a winner. My mom's a winner. My parents are a winner. And you know what? They depend on you. Your wife depends on you. Your friends depend on you. Everybody depends on you. Because of my platform and who I am, think about how many people I'm able to lift up. Think about how many people I'm able to help. They see me winning, especially the people that knew me when I was a young, redheaded, freckled-faced kid with a mullet, and they say, wow, Tyson's winning. Man, if he does it, or if he's doing it, I can do it. They depend on you. Remember that. Don't tie your success just to you. Tie it to everybody else. They'll keep you accountable. By the way, these are all things that I do have done and I implement into my daily life. Even to this point, right now, I'm still implementing these. I don't know if it's possible for you to implement every single thing all at once, all the time. And I don't know if it's necessary. But out of these, I don't even know how many of these I've brought up, like 12, 13, 14, whatever there is. There's going to be some that stick for you. There's going to be some that stick for you. Accountability is a thing that we all need, and many of us never have, because it's not something that's expected. It's so easy to get motivated. Oh man, I'm so happy. Let's go. And you work out 2 days. Oh man, my body is killing me. I don't want to exercise anymore. I don't want to put myself out there anymore. I don't want to make another sales call. I don't want to run another calf at a rodeo. I don't want to ride that bull. I don't want to go try another barrel horse or whatever, because I'm afraid I'm just going to knock barrels again. Do it. Stay accountable. Do it. Because if you don't, you're just hurting yourself and the people around you. It's just not worth it. Okay. M plus S plus A plus accountability equals goals achieved. Take a second. Motivation is M. plus S is strategy, plus A is action, plus accountability equals goals achieved. So there's a system for accountability to fit into that allows you to go on and be successful. For example, when I work out, I like to listen to motivational type content. Could be, I'll just maybe Google some motivation, or YouTube some motivation. I have the premium YouTube, so I don't have to listen to any ads. Pop my headphones in, and man, I'm going at it. It could be listening to Arnold, it could be listening to The Rock, it could be listening to Denzel Washington, it could be listening to Tony Robbins, it could be Ed Milet, it could be any one of a bazillion people, and that's giving me motivation. Motivation, boom, 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 boom. Motivation's keeping me moving. But motivation is no good without strategy. So the motivation should lead you to the strategy. This is my plan of attack. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do this. And that goes back to tracking it. That goes back to the numbers don't lie. Plus the action. The action. Hey, I'm going to go to the gym today. There's my accountability text. Gym, done. Boom. I'm going to eat the right things today. I'm going to text my friend with the word freedom after I eat my last meal of the day, because I'm going to set my body free. I'm going to set my body free and my mind free. That's action. It's doing something. Plus the accountability. Hey, yep, you're holding me accountable. I'm holding myself accountable. I'm going to stay rocking and rolling. Equals goals achieved. Equals freedom lifestyle. Equals more money in the bank. Equals championships. Equals whatever it is that you want. Remember this system. Motivation plus strategy plus action plus accountability is going to give you goals achieved. Never forget this. You see, this system doesn't work good without one or the other. You could have motivation and action and accountability. If you got no system, then it doesn't matter. You're not tracking it. You could have a system and you could take action and have accountability, and that would be more powerful than the latter. But without the motivation to go attack the system, it's like, man, I don't feel like it today. See, I always say like motivation is about like taking a shower, should be done daily. Finding motivation, finding inspiration, finding whatever it is that you need should be done every single day. The system, again, should be followed out every single day. The taking action, it should be done every day, but some days we suck. I'm not gonna lie. Some days it's hard. Like today for me, it's hard for me to come in here and shoot this super motivational thing because of, no sleep last night, the tornado, rushing my kids out of bed through the hailstorm to the storm cellar. But you know what? It's the accountability that's keeping me on track. I'm forcing myself to do this, and I'm trying to do the very best that I can. Some days action is tough, but it's the systems, it's the structure, it's the things that you align your life with that allow you to stay accountable and get your goals done. I have a goal of helping a lot of folks. I have a goal of changing a lot of lives. I feel like it's maybe one of my purposes, one of my passions in life. And you know what I could say today? I don't feel like it. They'll wait till tomorrow. But no, today's the day. Let's do it now. There's no time like the present. So M plus S plus A plus accountability equals goals achieved. Don't forget about that. Okay, we're going to get on to the last one. Probably this is the finished product of accountability. It's the one thing that most people don't even think about. So realize that staying consistently accountable creates a massive amount of confidence. Accountability creates confidence. For example, the young man that I'm coaching, he's like 30 something. Every day that he sends the word gym to me, I know that he's going to the gym. We're going on 3 weeks of him sending the word gym to me. Now the young man is incredibly confident that even though it's tough, even though that he had a bad day at work, even though that he had to work a little bit late, he can still go to the gym. It's okay to go to the gym if you're exhausted or tired. If you put your kids to bed and you got 3 kids and you're exhausted, it's okay to go out and rope the bale of hay. It's okay to do that stuff. Remember that doing tough things in tough moments creates a lot of confidence. And that accountability is going to force you into some of that. The days where it's all smooth and easy, it's going to create some confidence, but the ability to produce a result, especially that's in your control when it's tough, that's going to give you a massive amount of confidence. And trust me, if you have enough days out there, you're going to have some tough days. It's just the bottom line. You're going to have some tough days. But remember that doing it day in, day out is going to create a lot of confidence in your life. People come to me and they say, man, I'm just not confident. Well, tell me the tough stuff that you've done. Tell me your track record. Tell me your system that you have in place to get that thing done that you want to actually do. Well, I don't have any of that. I just want to be confident. Well, good luck. That's not the way it works. The people that have confidence are the people that hold themselves accountable, that constantly seek personal growth. That's why you're here right now, is because you want to grow and you want to get better and you're willing to do the hard work that a lot of folks are just not willing to do. And you deserve it. That's the thing. You absolutely deserve it. Each and every person who puts in the effort, who puts in the work, they deserve it. They deserve to get the confidence. You do too. So I hope you've liked this training about accountability. I know it's not been uber motivational in nature, but it's not really designed to be. It's designed to wake you up and say, hey, get that accountability partner. Get that person that's on your side, that person who wants to see you grow. Send them texts. Track and measure where you're at. Hold yourself accountable. Put some consequences in there if you don't do it. All of these things are going to allow you to live a much better life. Not only live a better life for yourself, but they're going to allow you to show your kids that you're a winner, that you're a champion, that you're chasing your passion, your goals, your dreams, your desires. And at the end of the day, you're ultimately going to feel a lot better because you're willing to do this tough stuff that a lot of people aren't willing to do. Again, that creates confidence. So I hope you have an amazing day. Use this, apply it. Don't just listen to this as Netflix type material. This is material that you're supposed to dive into, that you're supposed to dissect, that you're supposed to actually use. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I truly will read every single comment on this video. And guess what? If you want to watch another amazing video, check this one out right here. I know that it will serve your life. Take care. Adios.